A trade war is like an argument between two countries about buying and selling things. Imagine two friends, let's call them USA and China. They both make and sell different products. USA makes airplanes and China makes toys. They usually sell these products to each other. But then they start arguing about the rules of buying and selling. USA thinks China is not playing fair and wants to protect its own businesses. So USA puts taxes on the toys coming from China. These taxes are called tariffs. They make the toys from China more expensive for people in the USA to buy. The US and China had been disagreeing about trade for a long time. The US felt that China was being unfair in several ways. One of the biggest complaints was that China was making it difficult for US companies to do business in China. The US also said that China was stealing its technology and ideas. In 2018, the US decided to take action. It placed tariffs on billions of dollars worth of goods imported from China. China responded by placing its own tariffs on goods from the US. This back-and-forth exchange of tariffs is what we call a trade war. It's like the two friends, USA and China, refusing to sell each other their products at fair prices. After months of tariffs hurting both economies, the US and China decided to talk. In January 2020, they agreed to a temporary truce. This agreement was called the Phase One deal. It was like the two friends agreeing to stop shouting at each other and start talking again. Section 5. What did Phase One achieve? The Phase One deal had a few key parts. China agreed to buy more American products, especially agricultural goods like soybeans. China also promised to protect American intellectual property better. In return, the United States agreed to reduce some of the tariffs it had placed on Chinese goods. Section 6. The Elusive Phase Two. The Phase One deal was meant to be the first step in a larger agreement. The next step, Phase Two, was supposed to address more complicated issues. However, Phase Two has been much harder to achieve. The two sides are still far apart on many issues. Section 7. Why is Phase 2 so difficult? One of the biggest challenges is that the US and China have very different economic systems. The US wants China to become more market-oriented, while China wants to maintain control over its economy. Section 8. What do the experts say? Experts have mixed opinions about the future of the trade war. Some believe that the US and China will eventually reach a comprehensive agreement. Others are more pessimistic, arguing that the two countries are on a collision course. Section 9. The trade war's impact and the future. The trade war has had a significant impact on both the US and China. It has disrupted global supply chains, raised prices for consumers, and created uncertainty for businesses. The future of the trade war remains uncertain. However, it is clear that the relationship between the US and China will continue to shape the global economy for years to come.